How you doing, Jasmine?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I'd literally just finished the movie, so it's very fresh in my mind.
Oh, good. That makes
Really,
one of
really,
us.
I really enjoyed it. I was just wondering about how it was kind of stepping into such a major, big budget production. If it kind of requires a different skill set as an actress, because I guess you have to learn to adapt to such a whole myriad of different things.
Yeah, it was I can't lie, it was a bit terrifying because it was my first film. Not to mention like this big blockbuster film, but it was my first film in general. But I come from the theater and in theater we have to be big and broad and that's kind of what this sort of uh role called for, particularly because we're shooting in a studio and I have to imagine sort of the Iceland atmosphere and the landscape, so being able to bring that in my imagination and imagining aliens coming at me, I had to like pull from my own dreams of alien nightmares and things like that. But in terms of like a different skill set, I don't think so. I think what was really required of me was just as a person to have the confidence to say, I got this, I can do this. That's what I needed to step into.
Did you think in a weird way? I mean, obviously the film is about a big kind of destructive war, but there's a kind of slight bit of hope in there because it kind of binds us together, doesn't it? When the humankind has to come together to fight like an actual kind of an alien invasion or whatever. Like Independence Day always did that, and maybe do you think maybe it could take a big war against aliens for all of us to realize that we're all as one?
I hope not. I really hope not. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about this film is we didn't have time for racism or sexism or classism because everybody's on a mission to save the planet. And it's going to take everybody. One of the biggest messages I get from this film is that everyday people have a purpose, and everybody, when we are collectively focused on one mission and everybody is dedicated to it, we can all save the world, no matter who we are, no matter what we've done. I think that's the most beautiful thing about this film. And I hope it's not going to take an alien invasion for us all to realize that we're one, that race doesn't matter because there's only one race, it's humanity. But I don't know. I hope it's not going to take that long.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, these films are all about kind of war and stuff. But yeah, I always find that kind of emblem of hope that comes from that kind of like all coming together. But if you had to travel 30 years back into the past, what would you take with you to show off to people in 1991? And the second part to that question is, how mental is it that 1991 is 30 years ago?
I know, right? My gosh. I would totally take a cell phone because I think we were still on dial up internet in 91. So to have like the internet right in our back pocket, I think would be something fascinating to do or to have. I don't know. I might take probably some cool music, like some positive self-affirmation loving. I'm a huge fan of Londrell. It's an artist named Londrell. I'd probably take that to my younger self and say, hey, play this every day, girl, because it'll set us up for the future very nicely.
Because I don't know, yeah. Conversely, if you traveled 30 years into the future, what would you always need with you? What couldn't you travel without?
Good question. What wouldn't I travel with? More self-positive, loving, affirmative music. And probably, I don't know if they're gonna have ramen in the future, but I eat ramen at least once or twice a week. So I'd probably take some ramen.
It could spill in your bag though. That's the only risk of ramen.
Yeah.
You mentioned that obviously this being a kind of first film, and it's an incredible kind of first movie to kind of introduce you into the world of cinema. But I was looking at what you've got coming up, and the Man from Toronto looks really exciting. And you're working with Kevin Hart and Woody Harrelson. I've been lucky enough to interview them both, and they both had me in stitches. So how was it collaborating with people like that?
Oh my gosh, it was incredible. First of all, that's like the dynamic duo that the world has needed for so long, and we just never knew that we needed. Those two together are hilarious. And it was like a masterclass in improv working with the two of them. And the way that they just play off of each other and just have fun. There were many times where they went off script. I didn't even know where we were in the script. I was like, is it my turn to come in? Okay. But that's going to be a very exciting ride for people to be able to enjoy and escape into as well.
Cool, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Jasmine. Take care.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,